Webheads, for next week's comics getting ready to come out, there's a nice selection of books. Which ones are you most excited about? Hey, all my webheads out there, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, I'm your host, Mike Spider Slayer, always helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy. Today, guys, I am bringing you my top 10 most anticipated comics for December 15th, 2021. That's right, guys, it's never too early to start that pull list for next week. And hopefully, this list does help you make decisions on what comic books to buy. But before we get started, guys, here is a word from Mutant Beaver Comics. Mutant Beaver Comics is a global leader specializing in exclusive variants with over 900 exclusives in their store. They ship worldwide on a daily basis. Their mandate is to offer the widest selection of exclusive variants on the planet, along with top-notch customer service. If you guys enter promo code Corner10, and not only can you save 10% on your first purchase, but every other purchase after that. So don't miss out on those exclusives. MutantBeaverComics.com. All right, guys, so hopefully you check out MutantBeaverComics.com. They have this newest exclusive getting ready to come out. This is a Spider-Gwen exclusive done by Shannon Mayer. You're going to want to capitalize on that discount, and this is extremely limited. All right, so let's kick off the book that's on the hot seat that I'm thinking about. I might drop this book. Depends on this issue. It's called A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. This is issue 3. We've got a very little story out of this book when it comes to dialogue. We've seen a lot of pictures, and you got to get an idea of what's going on, but it just, again, not very much was told with the story here. This book takes you like 3 minutes to read, and it's about this guy who wound up being in the wrong place, wrong time. People were murdered. Somehow he has this computer, this USB drive. He takes this job, whether it's to kill somebody, rescue somebody. I don't know what it is, right? We don't even know the characters' names. And in the description of this book, it sounds like the main character's name is Sonny. We get that in the description, and we don't even get that in the main book yet. So it's so crazy how we don't even know what's going on in this series. So if I don't get any type of real story in issue 3, I think I'm going to drop this. I don't need such a decompressed story to where I still don't even know what the main character's name is. So we'll see what happens when it comes to A Righteous Thirst of Vengeance, issue 3. This book is $4. Next is a book that's on the rise. And this character is making her first appearance in this universe, and this is Wastelanders Black Widow issue 1. We're going back to the old man universe. We've never seen a Black Widow before. She's going to make her appearance here. She's much older. She's still kicking ass, though, based off of the cover. I'm looking forward to this. Again, a first appearance in this universe, and it looks like she might be doing battle of a character by the name of the Lizard King. So can you speculate who that character is? Is it Kurt Connors, the Lizard, in an old man version? I don't know. It's still yet to be determined, but I am excited for it. It's 28 pages, and this one's $4. So now we officially kick off this countdown with number 10, and we go to The Amazing Spider-Man. This is issue 81. Yes, guys, it's still on my countdown, even though I'm just not very happy with it. But this one has to do with Miles Morales fighting Ben Reilly, I guess, for the Spider-Man name. Obviously, the Beyond Corporation is in control of that name, like they own the copyright to it or something like that. And now it's like Miles doesn't want to have anything to do with them. So these two Spider-Men are fighting. I kind of wish Ben Reilly was not in this story, and it was a Miles Morales story holding the mantle of Spider-Man until Peter recovered. I think that would have made a much more impactful and emotional story, in my opinion. But, you know, Marvel does what it wants to do, so they're going with Ben Reilly here, and we'll see the outcome of it when it's all said and done. But this is legacy numbering 882. This is 28 pages, and this one is $4. Continuing on with number 9, we now have Wastelanders Wolverine. This is issue 1. So This is the second book in this universe, but obviously it surrounds the main character. If it wasn't for Logan or Old Man Logan, this Old Man series, all in general, would not exist. And even though it's been done a long time ago and we've seen a lot of characters, I still find this universe quite interesting. I love seeing older forms of all these different characters and how they've survived in a wasteland type of environment. This is a great alternate universe type of story. It's not really in canon, and you can have fun with it. So this one is 28 pages and this one is $4. Continuing on with number 8, now we go to the very sexy book. This is The Gun Honey. This is issue 3. This is a story about Joanna Tan, who is a gun specialist who puts guns in certain places. Well, we had this one mission that wound up going wrong, right? She puts a gun in a prison. This really bad guy winds up taking the gun, shoots everybody, and winds up escaping the prison. This book is not for a younger audience. There's definitely sex. There's nudity inside the book, but it is a solid read, but the artwork is gorgeous inside. So if you're looking to read the final part to Gun Honey and collect these beautiful covers, go for it. It's funny how they call it the climactic final issue. This one is $4, guys. To number 7. This book looks like it could be one of the best Darkhold one-shots that is going to exist in this universe. This one is Darkhold Spider-Man issue 1. This is basically Spider-Man gone insane, right? And I'm going to show you the variant cover of this, and it looks badass. Like, Spider-Man reads the Darkhold book, and he's just warped out of his mind. And what does he do? It doesn't really say. It doesn't give you much of description, but whenever you get like an evil Spider-Man, especially a Peter Parker, you don't know what to expect. Now, I know we just saw this in Symbiotic Spider-Man, what the heck is it called? Peter David Spider-Man series, right? We most recently seen that when Peter Parker gets possessed by the symbiote suit and he doesn't give it back to the Fantastic Four. But this is a different story. This all has to do with like magic and stuff. So this one is 28 pages and this one's $4. At least it's not a crazy expensive week, right? This goes to number 6, and this one is Strange Academy. This is issue 14. This is it. The issue that you'll be looking back on 5, 10, or 15 years from now. So this is a book that actually takes place in the future with our Strange Academy characters much older. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. This book seems to be just a bunch of one-shots, not really many large story arcs. I'm very curious to see, and I say it all the time, like, what is the long term for this book, Or is it just going to continue to be this way and kind of remind you of how Marvel used to write comics, where it was like 1 or 2 issues of a story and then it was done and you move on to the next thing. So I think this is a great book done by Scotty Young and Humberto Ramos. And yeah, 28 pages, another $4 book. Wow, I'm keeping it cheap for you guys this week. So now we go on to the new number 1 that's coming out, and this is coming out on number 5 on my list, and this is a Batgirls issue 1. So we get Batgirls, right? Characters that maybe we haven't seen that had their own title in a long time. You're going to be getting it here. You're going to get Stephanie, and you're going to get Cassandra. You're going to get Babs in this, and they're all going to be teaming up, and they're going to go on their own adventures. They've showed preview books in, or preview issues in previous Batman books, so you got to see what the artwork kind of looks like. So we're going to see how this book turns out. I'm interested to see the character interactions, the friendships here, maybe betrayals. You never know what's going to happen in this book. This one has a great amount of variant covers as well, so pick and choose the ones you want. This one is $4. All right, so now we move on to an independent book. Number 4, and number 4 goes to Primordial issue 4. So this book has been great. Now, same thing, there's not a lot of dialogue that happens in this book, but we get to see the adventures of Leica, Abel, and Baker, which is the apes and the dog, on what happened to them actually once they were launched in space, right? Supposedly they died, they didn't die, they wound up going to a different place. And now it seems like in this different dimension or wherever that there are, they're communicating with each other, which is interesting. A lot of the storytelling here is done by Andrea Sorrentino's artwork, and it's absolutely immaculate, and I love this. And so we learn the story, obviously, of Yelena, who took care of the dog, and I think it was the apes, and then Dr. Pembroke, who's been assigned to find out what's going on, doing some more investigation, and they're in Germany and whatnot, and the KGB is after them. This has been a great book, great series. It's a quick read, but I really enjoy it and can't wait to see what happens. So now we're moving on to the top 3, another independent from Dark Horse. This is May's book, issue 4, done by Jeff Lemire. So Jeff Lemire's been hitting it out of the park, guys, because he's just been coming out with so many great books, right? Last book, Jeff Lemire, this book, Jeff Lemire. And this is about a man who lost his daughter, what was it, like 10 years ago, I think it was, and she loved mazes. And now he gets a phone call from her sometime like 3:15 in the morning saying that she's still alive. And now it's rattling in this guy's brain. He's like, man, is my daughter actually alive? Did she not die? And is she supposedly stuck in this maze in the city? And based off of the end of the last issue, you wind up finding out that there was an interesting there was a block in the maze, but he solved it and winds up going to some kind of different dimension or whatnot. And same thing in this issue, a dog winds up talking to him. Actually, it's his neighbor's dog. This book is very emotional. In many ways, this book is very depressing because you feel bad for the main character, but this is an amazing story, and you want to see if this is actually real or not. Or is this, again, almost like how I thought when it came to The Me You Love in the Dark, is this a manifestation in this man's mind? Is he going crazy? Definitely worth the read. This book is $5.99. So coming in at number 2, Jeff Lemire once again, guys. This is Robin and Batman issue 2. The first issue was amazing as we got to see young Dick Grayson is struggling on his training to be actually Robin. He's not getting along with Bruce. Bruce wound up reading his diary because he tried to surprise him with the new Robin costume to say, hey, you're a new Robin, you're going to be my sidekick. And, you know, Dick Grayson wanted nothing to do with him at the end of the last issue. Interesting artwork. It fits the tone. It's just the early days of these two characters just trying to get along with each other. And for some reason, even though we've seen this before, the storytelling is actually quite good. And I can't wait to read the second issue. This one is 40 pages and this one is $6. What is my most anticipated book? You might be a little bit surprised because I feel like this was a mixed review on a lot of people. This one wound up going to Hulk issue 2. This is titled Smastronaut Part 2. So for you guys that read the first issue, this one is written by Donny Cates. The artwork is done by Ryan Ottley. Artwork is gorgeous. The storytelling is quite different, where Bruce Banner is kind of like the villain here. He's in complete control of the Hulk, like Captain Kirk style. And he never lets the Hulk out of rage mode, so he's always angry, and his goal is to disappear, go to a different universe. He fought Iron Man to get through that, to go through this celestial that he acquired in the King in Black and made it his own armor. So, you know, Hulk goes through that, and now he's going to end up in some different universe, different world. What is he trying to accomplish? What's the point of this comic? Well, the story's still yet to be determined. Donny Cates is just barely scratching the surface here on a much larger, much grander story. So before we make a judgment on it, let's read it a little bit and let's find out and see where this story actually goes. So this book's legacy numbering is at 769, 28 pages, and this one is $4. So there you guys have it. There are my most anticipated comics for the week. Very interested to hear what you guys think of these books, which ones you're most anticipating yourself. And of course, guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss all notifications from me. And of course, guys, I'll leave you more content right here to check out. And guys, keep buying, keep collecting. Most importantly, always read your comics. Guys, thank you so much. I'll see you real soon. Bye.